So what is this book about? Die with Zero, Getting All You Can from Your Money and Your Life by Bill Perkins, aka you don't win at life by getting the fattest bank account. You lose it. By the end of this video, you are going to know why Bill Perkins says that hoarding wealth will lead to your regret, and how small business owners can use these lessons to design a business and a life worth living. That sounds good. So hello, my name is Stephanie Lee-Harper, aka Super Steph, and I love reading business books, basically because I've got a small business and I want to share with you the top tips that have made me scale my party industry to a few little kids party entertainers to 25 now. We're not massive, but you don't want to see someone who's massive. You want to see someone who's in your industry or as a small business who might be the same as you and see how they are learning how to scale. That's me, my friend, and I'm going to teach you. So today we're going to be chatting about the book Die with Zero and how it affects you live your life and the risks that you are taking in your small business and in your life and what you should be setting yourself up to do before you pass over. Let's go. So picture this. You have slogged away for 40 years. You have survived tax audits, clients from hell, and the smell of your own office chair is smells of underwashed dog because you don't want to pay for another chair. And your knees are starting to sound like bubble wrap. You're getting old. The skiing adventure that you dreamed of, it's gone. And the weird lump that's under your chin right now, you swear it's getting bigger. And the skydiving trip that you had in mind, you'd snap like a breadstick. These are all the thoughts that's going to happen to you sooner or later when you're old and almost dead. So hopefully you're not old and dead right now. Bill Perkins, author of Die with Zero, says that life is done backwards. And this book shouts at us, stop saving for one day and do it right now. And no, that's not me telling you to go out and max your credit card on shots tonight. He's saying use your money as a tool to create memories and stories and experiences, not just a giant bank account that you'll end up carking it and giving it to your kids and they're going to spend it on a trip to Disneyland 2 weeks after you've been sprinkled under the tree. So why do we hoard money? I hoard money and I hoard it out of fear. I had a one time when my mum said to me, she was putting on my tights at 9 years old, and I said to her, please leave my dad. And do you know what she said? She said, I can't because we haven't got the money and we've got a trip to go to. And I looked down at her and I thought, I'm not going to have that. I'm going to have my own money. And this is why I hoard money, because I'm scared of something happening that I can't get out of. Also, what if I run out of money? What if my reviews go down? Someone says something horrible to me about my small business, which is kids entertaining, and I go broke. So we squirrel money away like a little hamster, putting it in our cheeks, treading our job wheel, a little hamster wheel for 40 years, playing it safe, ready for the big retirement day. And this book, Die with Zero by Bill Perkins, says this is nonsense. You're not meant to die with a spreadsheet. You're meant to die with stories. There's an Irish playwright, his name is George Bernard Shaw. He's famous. He says, a life spent making mistakes is not only honourable, but more useful than a life spent doing nothing. So do the mistakes, spend the money, but have some left for a rainy day. So in Die with Zero, Bill Perkins says spend the money at the right time, on the right things. Bill says for you to split up your life into buckets, which is a great idea. And pray to the gods that you're going to fill each of these buckets up. Otherwise it's, please let me live till 90. Please let me live till 90. He says that life is split into phases. In your 20s and 30s, you can chase adventure, backpacking, skydiving, skiing, snogging random boys on beaches, because your body is going to bounce back faster than any other time in your adult life. And you don't have as many responsibilities. Your 30s and 40s can be about families and memories and building the thing that you want to do, like your small business. And in your 50s and 60s and beyond, Perkins suggests on slower things like nicer luxuries, fine dining, cruises, theatre. I can't wait to my 50s and 60s. Now, this is the catch. Every bucket has an expiry date. You miss it and you don't get it back. You're not going to have kids at 50 unless they're not yours. So ask yourself right now, have you missed some of the things that you wanted to do in those buckets? Have you missed that bucket? Have you missed that window? Or are you trying to cram your bucket of 40s into your 20s? Or are you trying to cram your 40s bucket into your 20s bucket and missing out on all the freedom and fun? Now, when I was 21, I was backpacking around Australia. I was living out of a van that would break down every single day. I was showering once a week, which is still the same, peeing in literally like a container, pooing in a plastic Woolworths bag. Nothing's changed. I was shacking up in Sydney with some bloke that called me Stiffy, and I loved the adrenaline. I loved bungee jumping, whitewater rafting, like kayaking, those buggies that kill people. I swam with tiger sharks in Fiji, where they put this dead pile of fish under this rock, and you stood there like an idiot trying to wait for the tiger sharks to come and hopefully not eat you and eat the dead fish. What an idiot. And our only safety net was a sexy Samoan called Joseph with a stick, pole about this long, to protect 8 scuba diving tourists. What an idiot. Oh, are we going to see sharks? Get back, I have a pencil. So why are you listening to me retell my 20-year-old life stories? What's this got to do with you and your small business? Because at 46 years old, looking back on all of that and those wonderfully selfish years that I had, I wouldn't be doing them at 46 years old, because I'd be thinking, that's a dumb idea. Are you insane? I would take my younger self and slap myself so hard for being so dumb. There's a time in your life where you think, oh, that sounds like a great idea. And then there's another time in your same life that you think, I think that sounds stupid, I'll pass, thanks. At 20, you're usually still mooching off your parents somehow, have no kids to look after, no assets to pay off, and pretty much still just a giant kid. And this is the perfect time to travel. The naivety that you are going to live forever is going to let you take risks. You will get magical memories from serious, sheer stupidity. So saving up to retire when you backpack is, you can do it. I'm not saying you can't. I'll probably still do it, but don't miss it when it should have been easier. Backpacking at 70 isn't romantic. It's hip surgery waiting to happen. So educator Peter Drucker said, the best way to predict your future is to create it. And that means spending on the right things at the right time and not waiting, because tomorrow is promised to no man. So what does this mean to you trying to build your empire at 20 years old? You could start your entrepreneur's journey at 20 and make an amazing business for yourself. But will there be another time that you are totally free? Go off and travel for months on end, getting part-time jobs in sweaty bars and picking up a plane ticket 2 days later, soaking up the real life in a different country rather than being a 2-week tourist. So in Die with Zero, Bill Perkins talks about memory dividends, the investment that pays forever, because he says that memories are not only an investment, but they actually compound in your brain forever. For example, when you spend money on experiences, a trip, a concert, a family holiday, you don't just enjoy that moment once. Every time that you remember it, you talk about it, you laugh about it, you chat about it to your mum and dad and your friends, you are literally paid again in memory and happiness. And that's the dividend. That's the return that you keep collecting long after the investment, the return has gone. And that's the dividend, the return that you keep collecting long after the investment, the money that you spent, is gone. Let's say, for example, you spent $5,000 on a holiday with your kids. In the moment, you'll enjoy the sun, the food, the chaos, try to ignore the screaming, but 10 years later, your kids are still going to joke about how dad slipped over and fell over with all the pies, how you accidentally smashed a window in Bali with your handbag and then you ran off, because it wasn't actually your fault. Honestly, it wasn't that fault. And your mum dressing you up in flamingo outfits and then going to a festival with a little pink umbrella. Every retelling is a new dividend, a payoff that you can keep collecting for decades. Meanwhile, you spend that same amount of money on an upgrade on your new car. No one's laughing about your 2019 Kia Carnival upgrade in year 2035. So in the book Die with Zero, Bill Perkins talks about giving while you're still alive. Stop waiting till you're dead to help people. Businessman Andrew Carnegie says, the man who dies rich dies disgraced. And if you leave it to your kids after you've gone, you know what's happened? All you've done is guarantee that they'll remember you as the person that paid off 10% of their mortgage. So instead, you could use that same money to launch their business while you're still alive. See their happy faces when they're excited when you give it to them. Them sharing their ideas with you about how they're going to take the money and travel the world, or help finance the tattoo removal of Tasmanian devil tattoo on their shoulder when they were 19. Giving while living isn't just charity, it's a legacy. Now, if you're a small business owner and you don't know what to do, or you're a kids entertainer and don't know how to create a small business that's going to fuel your money so that you can give it away, just click down below, because I've got 10 steps to becoming a small business kids entertainer success. It will teach you how to become successful in your area. Just comment, give me the guide below, and I'll give it to you. So in Die with Zero, Bill Perkins says that you need to know when enough is enough. Small business owners are champions for burning themselves out. One more client, one more sale, gotta close the shop. Sally arrives on Wednesday and she doesn't know what she's doing. One more webpage to fix. Bill Perkins says that money and money goals sometimes become a cage. So just be aware to make sure that you know when to say, actually, I've had enough. I don't need sons. I don't spend a ton of money. Epictetus says that wealth consists of not having great possessions, but having few wants. Thanks, Epictetus. Tell that to my half-broken MacBook. So if this is poking your brain in thought-provoking ways, smash and subscribe because it keeps helping me make these videos so that I don't spend all my money on puppets. By the way, if you do like puppets, click down below because this video is actually sponsored by Puppets, P-U-B-B-E-T-S, and they're the most affordable professional puppets that you can get. Have a click below, they've got some really cute puppets. So in Die with Zero, Bill Perkins says that you've got to take risks. And Bill says that the cheapest time to fail, because you're going to fail, is when you're young. So start your business, fall flat on your face, move, start another one, fall flat on your face again, because later you've got more to lose. You've got more mouths to feed if you have a family, and they ain't cheap. Now, Mark Twain, famous writer, he hit the nail on the head when he said this: 20 years from now, you will be disappointed more by the things you didn't do than by the ones that you did. So start that YouTube channel that nobody watches because you are doing it for you. You're filling that hole of regret where it says at the end of your life, I wonder what happened if I should have done that. So you can say to yourself, whether it succeeded or failed, that I did it and I tried my best and I gave it my best shot. And honestly, the fact that you're still here listening to things about small businesses not only proves that you are really dedicated to making your dreams work, that you're actually one of those rare people that sticks around, learns things and improves. Not many people do that, they just, dabble along. So this is why you're going to win at life, friends. Now, in Die with Zero, Bill Perkins warns us not to live on autopilot. And it's really easy to do. Autopilot doesn't hurt. He says, stay away from working, saving, scrolling, repeat. That's my life. Most people are passengers in their own lives. You've seen it. Comfortable? Sure. Regret-free? Absolutely not. And Steve Jobs once said, your time is limited. So don't waste your time living someone else's life. If you want to make lamps in the shapes of boobs, go ahead. Even if you fail at your small business, you'll never actually really fail because you will know a lot more on what not to do for your next venture. So here is me, Stephanie, asking you outright, what are you going to spend your money on your next experience? Not car, not mortgage, but your next experience so you can have a memory so on your deathbed you're going to be happy. Right below, I want to see what your experiences are, if they're the same as mine. So wrapping up Die with Zero, would I recommend getting it? I would recommend reading the book. Just don't go around blowing all your money. Be intentional with your money. Don't waste it on Starbucks. Save it and spend it on what matters, experiences and fun with family and friends. And celebrate the moments in your life. I'm terrible at doing that. I'll just plod along not celebrating anything. Because honestly, you and I do not know how long we have left. So follow your dream, even if it's a startup on the side. Just make a small business for yourself. At night, after work, after your normal job, come with us. Follow your dream. We're dream followers. Click on the link below or comment below any top tips. And for goodness sakes, do not die with a big fat bank balance and a fat load of regrets that you didn't do, because you can't take it with you. If you like this book summary, then have a look here, because this book up here called Will It Fly by Pat Flynn, it will help get your small business off the ground and flying without you spending a ton of money on the wrong thing. Okay, that's it, friends. Bye. Bye, business owners. Bye.